Minding Your Business, brought to you every Monday during the CBC Evening News at 7:55, with the kind compliments of the Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union Limited, who remind you to save smart and borrow smarter.
Good afternoon. Can I help you?
Need to get up.
Thank you. It's about 5 minutes.
So you may be feeling a little sick. You may need to run to the pharmacy to get something for that cold or flu. You might not even want to get out of the car. You don't have to. There's a new pharmacy here in Warrens that's offering a drive-through service.
Roundhay Pharmacy opened its second branch here at the Warrens Healthcare Complex in March. It's the only drive-through pharmacy on the island. Managing Director and pharmacist Everton Lashley says the location actually came with the drive-through facility, which he thought was perfect and could benefit many patients.
Persons who are compromised in any way, persons who are old, maybe who have children, it's inconvenient to come into the building. If you have kids in the car, they're sick, they're crying. Those persons we were decided to target. And not only those persons, but those persons who are at work, very, very busy, can't get away from your office, and they want to just dash out from the office at lunch, pick up their prescription and go.
He says people have complained over the years about waiting times for medication, which he believes could be significantly reduced with the drive-through.
Sometimes prescriptions take long because remember that we're dealing with persons' lives, and therefore you have to take time in terms of preparing such medication for patients. However, I believe that some of the time can be speeded up if we know exactly what the patient is taking. And there's some pharmacies that may have different methods, different ways in which they actually process prescriptions. Our job at Roundhay Pharmacy is to make sure that you get your prescription on time, within a reasonable time.
And to speed things up, the prescription could also be sent via WhatsApp, so the medication is ready for collection by the time the customer arrives. And it's also not only for those driving through.
It's also a walk-up window. You can ride up if you want to. If you have a bicycle and you want to ride up to the window, just press the button and we will tend to you.
Well, of course, you could also come inside and have a more in-depth conversation with the pharmacist if you want. Mr. Lashley, who has been a pharmacist for the past 20 years, says the profession is much more respected than when he first started, as the input of the pharmacist is valued. And some pharmacies also have consultation rooms, as seen at their One Accord Plaza location, which has been open for the last 5 years.
Pharmacists now can counsel their patients on how to take medication, when to take, with food, after food, if they're on other types of medication also, interactions. A lot of preparations today have a lot of different ingredients. And so persons are allergic to gluten, to some of the buffers that are in some of the medication. And so we as pharmacists have to tell patients, and even in trying to get them to be compliant, to actually get persons to actually take that medication, we have to insist on various things.
Now, if you're like me and curious about your prescriptions, you probably tried to read them more than once, but with no success. And I'm sure you're wondering whether doctors purposely write in some secret code.
In the early days of pharmacy, a lot of the codes and so on that doctors used to write were written in either Latin, Greek letters. And so pharmacy in the old apothecary days would have the old Greek type of symbols, the sigma and those different things. Doctors don't write like that anymore.
We still don't understand.
some of the things about the doctor's handwriting is that they're supposed to write various things that we know, like PO means by mouth. So you wouldn't understand that if you saw that on the prescription, right? So there's certain symbols and certain codes that the doctor writes that we have learned and we know what they mean.
To ensure that they are living up to their name and are really round hay, the pharmacy is also offering an after-hours service and delivery, so that in case you get ill in the middle of the night, you have the medication you need. And that's it for tonight's edition of Minding Your Business, where we take a look at small, medium and large enterprises across the island to get a better sense of what they do and how they do it. Minding Your Business, brought to you every Monday during the CBC Evening News at 7:55, with the kind compliments of the Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union Limited, who remind you to save smart and borrow smarter.